Welcome to the Mighty Baker Business Circle podcast. I am your host, Pete Tidwell, bakery business coach at the Mighty Baker. Join me as I share my knowledge and expertise on essential topics for running a successful bakery business. Each week, I will provide tips and strategies on time management, marketing management, and mindset management. In addition, I will be interviewing other bakery entrepreneurs to provide listeners with valuable insights and inspiration. Don't forget to join the Mighty Baker Business Circle Facebook group for a community of bakery and small food business entrepreneurs to connect and share knowledge. Tune in and let me be your guide on your journey to bakery business success. So come on and let's jump right in the mixing bowl and see what is being mixed up and discussed in this week's episode of the Mighty Baker Business Circle podcast. Let's go.
Okay, okay.
Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Pete Tidwell with the Mighty Baker podcast, and this episode is 43, and it's entitled, Pete, what about all the business stuff? Before we jump into that topic, I just want to remind you, if you did not listen to last week's episode with Katrina Jones, you are missing out, my friend. Go listen to it. Listen to the whole 2 hours over a couple times, over a drive, while you're baking, whatever. It's a good 2 hours long, but there are so many gems in that podcast of her journey and what she's done in her career. And her and I were on Cake Wars twice. We won, and then after that, she went on and did a bunch of things. And her and I have made cakes a ton over the years, and the interview is a very interesting one. So go and listen. Then, if you know of anybody that would be a good candidate or that you would want to hear me interview on the podcast, my interviews probably won't be that long in the future, probably more like 30 to 45 minutes, really highlighting a baker or a bakery business owner, small food business owner of some sorts, or somebody's been in the industry for a really long time, and I want to talk to them about how they got into baking, if they've ever started a business doing baking, why or why not, and just what their overall experience in their career has been, and what their advice for other people would be that want to go into this industry. And I want to be able to highlight that from bakers all over the world. So please send them my way. And if one of you is listening, shoot me a message and I'll send you over a quick questionnaire and we'll get you on the schedule, because I want to start interviewing and start getting to know and really diving into all the different aspects of this kind of cake, bakery, dessert, coffee shop, ice cream shop, small food business shop kind of realm that I am so interested in. And I would love to be able to interview some people. So please, if you know of anybody, send them my way. So when it gets to today's episode, Pete, what about all the business stuff? The reason I decided to title this today is because I was looking through all the episodes, and so many of them are focused on self-care and mental health and life coaching topics. And I was kind of looking at that and actually kind of posed the question to myself a little bit. So I'm answering to myself and to you today. But it's because I am deeply, deeply passionate about that space. I'm deeply passionate about that space for myself, especially, and also for others, especially those that are in this industry that I'm talking about, this small food business ownership standpoint, whatever that structure that you operate in. It is a space that requires a lot of discipline, a lot of work, and a lot of smart work, or you're going to burn yourself out. And I truly believe that you are the only person that is in your way of following your dreams when it comes to your business and life. So when it does come down to your mental health and self-care and self-confidence and self-belief, that's why I focus so heavily there. And I would say it's a good 50-50 split, because you need to focus on that self-time. I've been in the bakery business for about 12 years, and I've had many bouts of burnout because I've pushed myself way too hard and not taking care of myself physically or mentally. And there are plenty of circumstances that come in the way as you are trying to build out a business. And as an example, I just cut there just a second ago because my son needed help real quick and needed a question really quick. So that's just going to show there's so many circumstances that we deal with as a small business owner, whether you work from home or not. And so many circumstances in your business that when you get down to being a business owner, it really comes down to having courage to believe in yourself and take actions towards the life and goals that you want. Those business goals that you have, all those things that you put out there of different things, please make sure that you include some sort of mental health plan or self-care plan, whatever you want to call it. Get a coach, get a therapist. I don't know what it is for you. Go on walks every day. I'm not sure what that looks like. But make sure you have some kind of mental health plan there, because that right there is going to save you in the long run. Don't think that you can just put yourself aside and just focus on your business. Self-care, please do it. If you need help with it, reach out to somebody to be able to help implement that in your life, because that really will make a huge difference. And I will be talking about that a lot in here. A lot of mindset, a lot of mindfulness, a lot of thought work, because a lot of the things that we deal with in our life and business are mostly thought errors or thoughts that we have that create different feelings, and then we take actions from there and they bring us the wrong place, get us to the wrong results. So we're going to be talking a lot about that. But I wanted to answer that question because I was looking at the topics and looking, okay, I need to cover more business things. When getting into small business ownership, there's a lot to think about, especially if you're getting into the food business, bakery business, cake business. There's a lot to setting up your business for the first time. If you're a home business, getting licensing done, or you're a home business expanding into a storefront, wanting to open a food truck, wanting to operate from a private commercial kitchen, wanting to do farmers markets, wanting to sell e-commerce, wanting to do content creation, wanting to do YouTube channel, wanting to do whatever you're doing in your business to bring it to the next level. If you're setting up a business and you're a solo business owner, right? And of course, some people have partners in their business, but most people that I know that are in this business that I want to be able to help and impact and help them grow the life that they want are the people that are like me, that are trying to fight and work on their craft and make a business around a craft that they love so dearly, that they love to their core. This is their passion. This is what they do. It's what I do. And it's such a hard business sometimes, actually all the time, to make good money in. And I know that it's possible of ways to do this. I know how to do it. It's just we need to have a little bit of unity in a community for these bakers in this realm, in my opinion. And the reason I say this too is because I created one. I created a community just for these people. What if I were to tell you that there is a free community as a Facebook group that is focused on supporting entrepreneurs in cake, dessert, and other related food businesses? And I'm talking small businesses. Anybody's welcome in there. Anybody can come in there. But you'll notice that my content will be very, very centered around the people that I just described. And what I called this group, it's called the Mighty Bakers Business Circle. And it's a free community. It is a private group. So there are a couple questions to answer before you go in. There's some rules of engagement when you're in there. And I started it just a few days ago, and I'm really excited about it. And if you're interested, please go on. Come on in. I'm welcoming people in there in droves. So please come on in. I have 27 people in there right now, and that's just kind of some of my close friends that I've reached out to and some of my closer acquaintances. And now I'm going to begin offering this here on my podcast to my listeners. And please, if you're listening and you know somebody, that is interested in the bakery industry or has a small bakery business and is struggling or wants to bring it to the next level, wants to open a store, wants to build a dream around this art that they have really fallen in love with, tell them to come into this business circle, because that's going to be the starting point. That's going to be the starting point of coming into my world, into coming to work with me on your bakery business. And that is where my specialty is. And I'm so excited to start this group because this is your group. I am creating this group for you because this is something that I wish existed. There's not another group out here that exists the way that I'm going to create this. And I'm really, really excited because the purpose of this group is to provide a community where you, the small business owner of a cake, dessert, or other food-related business, can come ask questions behind closed doors to your fellow bakers, share best practices, help each other grow. Being a business owner is not easy and often feels lonely, and I want to provide a community where you can not feel as alone. Come in and chat for a minute. You can even chat about other things if you want, but let's talk about the things you're going through. If you have a question, put it on there. See what the group has to say. My envisionment is for this to grow extremely large, where we can have bakers from all over the world in here. If we can do that, that'd be incredible. And I want this place to be a place where you can come when you're a small business owner and you're like, oh, I'm stuck in my business. I wonder what the Mighty Baker Business Circle has to say about this. Let's jump in there. I can chime in, other people can chime in, and we can have a discussion in there. So if you want to be a part of this, please join in. I'll put a link, but please come join this Facebook group, because this is also a little bit of a sneak peek, or maybe not a sneak peek, because I'm really not sharing that much right now, but this Facebook group is a precursor to some future projects that I'm building out right now. So if you want to be the first among the people to hear about these upcoming future projects and opportunities, you better get into that group, because all future opportunities will be announced and offered to this group and to this group only first, and those on my email newsletter list, and then out to the general public. So please, if you're interested in future opportunities that I'm going to be offering in the bakery business area and mindset area in business, please join this private Facebook group, because this is where you're going to want to be to, first of all, just be a part of the community. And if that's all you come for, great, awesome. But also, in addition to that, come in there, because that's where you'll be able to first hear about some of the things I have coming up and how I'm going to help you as a bakery business owner bring your bakery business to the next level, whatever that is for you. What do you want to build? What do you want to build in your life? What do you want to build around your cake business, around your cute cookie business, around your cheesecake business? What does it look like? How do you want to bring your cake business to the next level? Please, let's start this community, get this going, and let's grow together. There's a lot of great community that we can build in here, and it's a bit of an experiment, so let's see what we can do in here. I'm very interested to see how this goes. And the other thing I was going to say too, other than I'm just super stoked about this, but I want to create something like this. I've been wanting to create something like this for years, and it just wasn't time for it. And right now is just such a good time, because first of all, I'm starting my coaching business, so it just makes sense. It's kind of in line with all these things that I'm doing. But the bigger thing is right now is a little bit of even more lonely time in this little bakery business era. I closed a bakery about 4 or 5 months ago. I know a handful of people who have had to close their bakeries over the last little while, and all across America and probably other places too. I don't know. Small businesses have been hurt pretty bad, especially these little bakery businesses where profit margins are a little bit lower. And when we have big things happen and people stop spending or ingredients are super expensive, these small businesses, us small little home businesses, a location, mom and pop stores, we have a very hard time struggling through these. And I want to band together in this group so that we can be a strength and that we can be able to be there for each other and help each other through some of these tough times and even refer business if needed, right? And it's kind of interesting. I was kind of thinking at the beginning of this group that I was going to really try to, hone in on a specific thing that I wanted to kind of do in there. But I was thinking just a couple days ago, I'm like, you know what? I am most excited when I think about the fact of just letting it kind of grow organically as possible. Of course, I'm going to be creating great conversation and talking points within the group and providing value to all the members in the group, as well as, announcing future things in there. But overall, I just want the group to be a safe place for bakery business owners to be able to come together and chat and know that they have a community to come to that can help support them and that understand the detail and just the specific nature of the type of work that we do. And it's really hard to sometimes talk to loved ones about that because they just don't understand sometimes of what that's like in the specific industry. So come with other industry professionals and come and learn and come and be there and be part of this community. I would really appreciate it. And also, just a reminder, if you know of anybody that would be a great guest for me to interview in my podcast when it comes to being a bakery business owner, what that's like, what their adventure has been like in their business journey, what their learnings have been, what their advice for other bakers would be, please tell them about the Mighty Baker podcast and to reach out to Pete because I would love to have a conversation with them. I hope you all have a fantastic day and we will see you for next episode. Thanks for tuning in to the Mighty Baker Business Circle podcast. Join the Mighty Baker Business Circle Facebook group to connect with other bakery and small food business entrepreneurs and access exclusive resources and support. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform to help us improve and reach more listeners. Don't hesitate to reach out to us on social media or through our website if you have any questions or feedback. Keep baking, stay inspired, and see you on the next episode.